Yes, guys, welcome back to another random Q&A for literally no reason. Let me get rid of that shitty overlay for no reason. But yes, guys, what's everyone saying? I heard you guys enjoyed this last week. Bit of a casual Q&A, so I might be making this a weekly thing if you lot want it to happen. Let me know you guys' questions down in the comments below. I got my drink ready. Finished off watching the Spurs-Liverpool game. I can't lie, Jose football is absolutely dreadful to watch unless Spurs are winning. Although if Spurs are winning earlier, then you've already got the spoilers before the game's already done, which is why I'm kind of happy that Son's goal got disallowed. Low key, we needed a draw, but we knew we were barely ever going to see a draw between both of these sides. Liverpool were going to have the strength to walk away from Spurs. And credit to Rodon. I mean, I thought he had a decent game, but everyone's going to hound him anyway because of that one mistake. But I'm not going to go and give Spurs too much credit. I wanted a draw only because it would slightly benefit us in the race for top four. But now Liverpool are back to 7 points ahead of us, which leaves a bit of a mountain to climb. But with 18 games left of the season, there's still plenty to play for. We've still got a very good run of games coming up. We just need to actually try and be clinical. But let me see what you guys are saying. Let me see if there's any questions already up here. Okay, I need to check my DMs. I can't lie, I'm so bad with messages. I will look through that. Sorry, man. Yes, Wayne, what are you saying, bro? It's all sorted my end for Sunday. Booked for the Royal Rumble. Need you to... Hey, just get a drink sorted, or a couple drinks sorted, enough to get you through 4 hours of wrestling, and we'll be on this. The Royal Rumble watch-along will be happening on this channel straight at about midnight or quarter to midnight. I've got a couple guests lined up. We're going to do Royal Rumble drinking games as well, because if we just sit there just talking about wrestling, it's going to get a bit dead after a while. So if we can add a couple drinks, everyone can get yacked up and we'll enjoy ourselves more. But yeah, Wayne, I'll drop you the link. This is happening. What else have we seen? Do you think it's possible to win the Champions League this season? I mean, if we beat Atletico, why not? Because that would be one of the favourites to the Champions League. So if we can get past them, really and truly, we can beat anybody in the space of 90 minutes. But it's all about not getting too ahead of yourselves. Just look in the case of 90 minutes. You get past 90 minutes, move on to the next one. You get past enough 90 minutes without getting eliminated, suddenly you found yourself in the Champions League semi-finals. Then it's another 90 minutes. But from the semi-finals anyways, every team in there should be thinking they have a chance of winning it, regardless of how big or how small your club is. If you're down to the last four, you're down to the last four for a reason. There's something that you can take on and believe on. But it's still way too early to say, especially with a team. We haven't even seen how Tuchel's tactics have properly integrated to the squad yet. So I'm not too sure about that yet. But let's not rule it out. That's all I'll say. I'll leave down a bit of a positive. What's he saying? Big up Ryan, big up Rowan as well. What are you guys saying? Predictions on where Tuchel will finish in the league. I'm still saying we should be going for top four. Fact is, like, now it's only 7 points clear. 7 points clear is still doable. Liverpool bottled an 8-point lead for the title race 2 seasons ago. And with how inconsistent this season is, points are going to get dropped all over. We just need to worry about ourselves. Don't worry too much about the fixtures across the Premier League. Worry about just getting back into the top four, because the opportunities will come. It will only come, though, if you're consistent. If you're not consistent, you're going to sit there and you're going to have to rely on other teams dropping points. And to our credit, other teams have been dropping points. But also, to take that credit away straight away, we haven't really done anything with that, with any of those opportunities that we've been given over the last 6 weeks. Now, you can give that partly due to Lampard tax, but now we have a new manager. As soon as his squad, as soon as we can see the benefits of his tactics working on the squad, we should be hoping to start seeing results then. But we can't keep going through a slow transitional process. We sacked Lampard in mid-season for immediate results. So we do have to see those results with immediate effect. Let's see what you got. You said you wanted a shout-out. There's your shout-out, bro. What else? I've just lost the entire comment section now. I've got to go back up. Are you happy with the draw last night? Up the Chelsea. Who's winning the... CM Punk! I can't lie. If CM Punk came back, I might just start fanboying again. I'll turn into a 13-year-old. Punk was my favourite wrestler growing up. I don't see him coming back, mainly because I haven't seen him coming back for years. And I think the time's gone and past now. If he came back, it wouldn't be the same as if he came back 5 years ago. But if he comes back, though, I'll celebrate that. Happy with the draw last night? Yeah, very happy with it. The way that we played was better than we played in the last 6-7 weeks. It was amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way that we played. Obviously, with Burnley coming up next, it's like we're playing the same sort of team twice. But I think with Burnley, with Thomas Tuchel as well having about 3-4 extra days to deal with his squad, there should be a completely different team and another team that should be able to break down the bus, because that's the number one thing you need. Sorry, I've been waiting to get that out for a while. Yeah, that's the one thing you've needed in the Premier League in order to win a title. You need to be able to break down low blocks. We haven't been able to do that for the last 2 or 3 seasons, which is why we've always found ourselves stuck in top 4 races, because we haven't really got proper consistency. If we can break down Burnley and we can keep breaking down these sorts of low block teams, that's going to be the biggest step to us taking top 4. Man said, who's your favourite Austrian? David Alaba still. I really need him to come back to Chelsea. Yeah, love Lawrence anyway. You know it's you, bro. Everyone, by the way, if you guys haven't done so already, get him to 10k real quick, because the fact that he's on under 10k is an absolute disgrace. Hit that like and subscribe button to Loz if you haven't done it already. He's now finally starting to jump on the daily streams bandwagon. Welcome to the club, my bro. And yeah, guys, hit the like and subscribe button to be the first to check out his content. Is Lingard gone West Ham? That's a madness. Damn, if that's a loan deal, fair play. I mean, he'll finally get some game time, but I don't know what's happened to Lingard. Since 17-18, his form's fallen off a cliff. He's one of them players, like, he moves with such an energy on the pitch. He's so gassed that it's like, you have to be able to back that up, and he hasn't been backing it up for a while, which is why his name's been thrown in the mud. But maybe a loan will be a good move for him. Maybe. Let's see some of the older questions. Thoughts on the blatant racism in the media? Here's the thing. You get used to it at a certain point, and you really shouldn't even be getting used to it, because that just shows how wild the scenario is. But you come to expect it. You come to expect these stereotypes and these stereotypes put towards different people, different genders, different races, because that's what gets you clicks. If it's clicks by shock, if it's clicks by information, if it's even clicks by outrage, it's just clicks, and that will get your name in the media a lot more, which is why I think half the time it's done on purpose. Like, if you see The Sun and they do an article, for example, on Kurt Zuma, and they put a photo of Benteke up, or if they put a photo of Tomori up or something like that, everyone will be liking and retweeting it and just saying, look at these dickheads doing it again and again. I can't be arsed with these lot constantly making the same mistakes again and again and again. But you've clicked on it. You've given them more clicks. So I'm not surprised to see it happening again and again and again. I think the approach might need to be different to it. But with also the rules there to protect the media as well, like the Freedom of Speech Act, it's not surprising that it continues, because it's never really been seriously addressed and hasn't really been seriously stopped either. So as much as it's even wild to say, sometimes you just have to ignore it, because it's not changing. As much as you want, if The Sun was going to be cancelled, The Sun would have been cancelled already. But it's not cancelled, it's still here. So sometimes you just have to, I hate to say you have to take it. You really shouldn't. It's just the approach has to be different if you want to find a way to end it. Because I think all of this just retweeting and exposing, sometimes they want to be exposed. Sometimes they want you to sit there and be outraged about it. So I don't know, because we've seen the same constants in the media for absolute years. So I'm not too sure, but thanks for the question anyway, because it is a very interesting topic. Yeah, big up this Punk fanboys. This guy was my favourite wrestler growing up, and I still stand by saying if the WWE took him seriously, he would have been their next Stone Cold. Better late than never if he returns, but I just don't see it happening. Tuchel Hive and AC Hive ready to dominate, damn right. Will you smack me up on FIFA? Depends if you're good. If you're really good, you probably will. If you're not, I fancy my chance against you. But that's the only way I'll say. I'm not going to sit here and just be like, yeah, I'm going to smack up anybody. Anybody try and rise up to me again, put in the mud. It's not happening. It's not going to be like that. Let's refresh the comment section. Yeah, Lewis Baker's photo for Loftus-Cheek, big example. They do it on purpose for the most part, because it puts their name in the mixer more. So I don't want to say stop it, but it's like, I don't want to say accept it either. But it's like, I don't really know where it ends, or I don't really know where it stops. All I know is what we're doing right now to try and stop it isn't working. And if anything, it's just wasted energy on our part as well. Rumors going around Rome. I've heard rumors of Roman be the Rock for ages. I just don't see it happening. They're saying The Rock's had a bunch of dates that he's had to do for 2021 because he missed it with 2020 because the whole pandemic and lockdown. If it can happen, I'd love to see it happen because if anything, that's what it seems like this entire Tribal Chief story is building to, Roman versus The Rock. But I've heard rumors saying it's not happening. But let me know what you guys are saying anyway. What else we got? Thinking about starting a Chelsea. I think I answered this one. Consistency is the only thing that's key to you guys. I'd say it's a lot harder to do it now than it would have been a few years ago, because now with lockdown and so many people with so much free time and not really any idea what to do with it, it's easy to make a YouTube channel, just jump on the wave, and so many people have been doing it. Not to say it's wrong for anybody to do. I'm not sitting there and saying, oh, my market's getting more oversaturated because there's so many men here. It's not like that. Plus, I don't care about that, and I don't have that sort of negative mentality in my life either. But same way, it's going to be so harder for you to make a big Chelsea channel at this point because football fan media is oversaturated. It's getting so oversaturated. And it's a good thing as well, because I think it should be more football fans who do stuff like this that should be in the spotlight over dead pundits who constantly give you the same tired notions about the same players with their dead agendas time and time again. I think football's moving past like football player punditry because it always comes with their agendas. And the same way, media comes with the agendas as well. But fans look at it from a different perspective. And if anything, I think people enjoy fans' input a lot more than they do players' opinions. We're more tribal. We take things more to heart. But you feel the passion more with football fans. So, same way, if you want to jump on the wave, jump on the wave. But the number one thing you got to do is you got to be consistent. Starting gym after lock. Yes, this isn't bullshit, by the way. I was literally booking my gym membership, and Boris Johnson said we're going into tier 3. Believe it or not, I'm telling you right now, it's a fucking truth. I was getting so pissed off about it. But yeah, that's coming. That's coming. Gym vlogs? Actually, no, it's a terrible idea. Gym vlogs, never happening. Yeah, man sent a donation. Love, man. Hey, if you want a link as well, jump on. Like, fuck it, we'll get a second man on here. I'm literally just here chatting shit. Why did I make a random Q&A? I've been doing a double upload for the last few days, and I wasn't going to get a double upload on this one. So I was like, what else am I going to do? Fuck it, I'm just going to sit here and do a Q&A. I might do these more weekly. People enjoyed it last week for the 20k Q&A, so I might end up doing this more still. What else have we got? Here's the thing. I've got to keep refreshing this, so I'll go up and then go back down. Respect again, bro. Much love. Favorite alcoholic drink? There you go. Red Label, Ray and Nephew's Finest. This is basically a Magnum, but bigger. And also in cheaper price for the volume. For about this much of a Magnum, it's about £4. About this much. And I'm getting this for about 7-8 quid. And the only thing is the volume's down by like 2% of a Magnum. So yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, Malachi's here, fucking course. Is this a start? Bro, you need to get back into the top 2 first before we even have this conversation. I see. Don't tell me I've missed another super chat, for fuck's sake. I hope I haven't. That'll piss me off. Well, so, who are your must-starts in the Burnley? I have no clue, because it all depends on the way Tuchel wants to play. There's a lot of questions, but I actually trust the man who's going to answer all those questions, so I'm not too worried. Like, eventually we're going to get our results in. It's just don't take the Wolves game for too much. Just look at the way we played, look at the similarities. We didn't win, but it is what it is. Yeah, you need to stop, bro. Man. Nippon, we need to chat the next time we're doing a phone-in, because I need to know what the hell that stream was about. Haaland speculation. It's literally just that. It's speculation. We're going to be linked to every Dortmund player and every PSG player under the fucking planet for the next 4 months, because easy rumors, easy clickbait. We can get Haaland, 62 million, if the release clause cash comes in the summer. I'm not too sure about if. It's a big question of when and if. It all depends if we make top 4 as well. If we don't make top 4, we can forget about Haaland in general. But yeah, it is just speculation right now. And that's all you're going to be getting for the next 4 months. Any other questions? Oh, there's plenty of questions. Who's the other chap? Bro, there's plenty of them. You need to be more specific on that. Tuchel interested in Villa Zoot, and I know that was on purpose. I just wanted to say that anyway. But I'm already strapped up. As soon as we finish the stream, I'm going out. I big up Kyle. Man said, "Is David the worst Chelsea fan on the football terrace?" We've only spoken once on a live. It was the Blue Balls podcast, but he came with facts. To be fair, and he stayed true to his points, even though everyone was against him. Man came into our live and said he doesn't really rate Mason Mount, and he thinks the system is what makes him look better. And he got roasted in the comment section while he was saying that. But the more he said his point, the more the comment section started to quiet down. The more the podcast started to quiet down. I'm just saying that, I can't lie, this guy's onto something. But big up David anyway. Big up Kaio as well. Love, man. Oh shit, Lawrence is here too. Yes, bro. What are you saying?
How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're all well. Man said, come on.
Bro,
and I was
good,
like, well, then I'm a come on, innit?
Yeah, literally. I feel I'm going to start making this a weekly thing, just a random Q&A for no fucking reason. But we're getting a decent amount of viewers in. We're getting a decent amount of questions in here too. What does everyone say? AC Ivan, Tuchel Hive, ready to dominate. You're damn right.
Big up.
Well, man said Lewis is 31. Are you mad? No one gets my age right, Everyone says I'm 25, 27, mid-30s. It's probably all the facial hair and the fact that I haven't had a trim in about 2 months.
Yeah, but who has? But everyone would probably guess I'm 20. Well, I'm not.
Nah. I think it's easy to tell your age though, because you got like the fresh skin and everything. I've got a bunch of hair around and my beard can't even fucking connect.
Yeah.
Man said you ever farted while recording. No, and you lot don't know because I pressed the mute button before then. So I played the smart game.
I swear the mic would never pick up on that.
I don't want to be the guy to find out. Plus, I've just seen like AFTV's preview for the fucking United game. And the first thing I've seen is now of context AFTV pop like a 5-second clip. And it's like, hey, which one of you farted? And it's bait. It's fucking bait. Also, I love Robbie, but you can see his body move up a little bit before you hear the sound. It's a bit peak.
Man has supercharged fast. You know what I mean? Goes flying and all sorts.
Hey, man said Lewis v. Lawrence on FIFA. Are you Xbox or PS4?
PS4, bro.
Fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Also, we couldn't stream it, could we?
I think Xbox you can stream through Twitch. Oh, is it PlayStation you can stream through Twitch? Just one or the other?
I don't know, but neither of us are on Twitch, so...
What else? You should make this one the 7... Yo, I don't want to be here for 7 hours any longer than the phone-in, man. Some of the phone-ins take fucking ages half the time.
Was you on that phone-in for 7 hours? Or did you leave at some point?
After... That was a Leicester one, I think. Yes. Yeah, we were there for about 7 hours. But I usually do the group call just so I can take a break. Because, because we're streaming for about 6 hours by the time we get to the actual group call. Because you got the watch along, which is about 2 hours in itself. Live review straight after, that's another hour and a half. Phone in will go for about an hour or two because everyone wants their 1v1 interviews first. Then it's the group call. And by the group call, it's like, right, so what's the thoughts about the game? And as soon as that happens,
he dips.
Because fuck that. Let them talk because they can go on by themselves for they go on for 6 hours just on by themselves, round in circles, and that's cool. But I'm going out for a zoo while that happens because I'm just fucking drained by that point.
Oh yeah, honestly, I did my first watch along for this game, and first of all, silly for me to try it by myself because that's an L. Because you just trying to talk.
Everyone always starts out by themselves. I would have done the same thing. It's just I've realized every single time I do a Sky recording on here, my thing starts lagging out like crazy because my laptop just can't take all the extra stress of streaming the game, then streaming myself as well, and everything just starts to lag out as a result.
Yeah, I had to change setup. Behind this background here, that's where my sofa is. So I just set the camera and the light up there and watched on TV as I would.
Oh, okay. Now your room is starting to make a lot more sense to me.
Yeah. Behind me is the sofa. I thought that
was like your wall behind. I was like, that's a really nice background. I can't lie, but I
just put this what do you call it? Like this room splitter. It's just it's IKEA shelf in it, and I put it not half of the room, but like of 2/3 of the room. So I have like this workspace with a desk and stuff, and then behind that is the sofa and TV.
Okay, I mean, to be honest, I'll see a room. I'll see a room whenever this lockdown's done. But yeah, I like your new flat, man. When did you move in, by the way?
I moved in August, so couple of days into August. Yeah, so it's been a good while now already. To be fair, but it's been not full lockdown, but a fair few lockdowns since even here. So
yeah, what is it like for you, man, in Austria right now? Because here it's just the numbers going down, but like we're still an absolute mess compared to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I mean, our numbers haven't actually been this bad, even when this third lockdown started, which was on Boxing Day, and it's still going. So should end next week, but they might extend it. We'll see. I mean, it's not that harsh because we're Austrians, so we're in lockdown, but we're still allowed to go skiing.
Yes, there's actually more for you lot to do as well. And to be honest, your population isn't nearly as big as the UK's is.
No. It's only 8 million or 9 million.
Yeah, I feel like that'll probably be just the south of England for us.
Bro,
but that's probably
Yusuf, what you're talking about? We ain't got no kangaroos over here.
Sydney, man, that's
I'm not sure if he's trolling or if he's just really bad at geography.
I can't really tell too much on that. Sydney, you ain't even got an Australian accent about you.
I wish I would. I think Australian accents are sick,
I would be down to go Australia if it just one fact it took a day to get there. It seems like a decent country though. What other questions we got? Thinking about buying Marquinhos from PSG. I was saying earlier, we're just going to get linked with every Dortmund and PSG player under the sun right now.
I take Marquinhos,
Oh, I definitely would. I just I don't believe it too much.
No, he's their captain. Like, he won't randomly leave them. I mean, hey, if Tuchel and Thiago Silva come calling, Thiago Silva could certainly put in a good word, I reckon.
Maybe, but I always feel like Marquinhos was like built up to replace Thiago Silva, and now here he is, basically fulfilling his destiny. Now it's not like you're going to leave him now just when you've got the chance to.
Yeah, I mean, he could replace them. Like, he could replace him at Chelsea. Thiago is 36,
Oh, he said he was joking.
Good. Well, see, bro, it's not that easy. Sarcasm in text is not that easy.
See, I've learned that the hard way too many times. Well, so are you guys doing well with the fight? Yeah, we're doing well. I haven't, other than that time before the Arsenal game, but yeah, we're good since then.
Did you catch it actually?
I don't want to speak too much about it because I'll throw the wrong names in there. But we took a lot of L's after the Arsenal game, and I got a lot more given to me than just an L. We'll speak more about off camera because I don't want to throw people under the bus. But Same way, if I say it on here, I'll just get a bunch of comments saying, "Well, you're stupid." Yeah, I don't want to leave that one still. What else? It's looking like Harry. Yeah, is Harry Kane injured now? Because he came off
at half time, yeah.
Wait, he came off at half time?
Yeah, so he was down a few times in the first half, but kept playing, and then he didn't come out again for the second half, so presumably he's injured.
Right. So...
And they looked dead in the second half. They had their long shot from Højbjerg, but other than that, they did nothing second half, and Liverpool honestly tore them a new one.
They threw the game to Liverpool like that straight off the start of the second half with that Lloris palm. Straight into Trent, and then Rodon. It's just individual mistakes again and again. But we were saying already with Spurs, the biggest thing with them was that they were one injury with Kane or Son away from falling down the Premier League table. Here we are now. Kane's got injured. If anything, Kane's probably more vital to them than Son is, in my opinion.
Probably. We just need to be careful for the counter if Son plays, because he had one ruled out in the second minute already for just, like, honestly, that much offside. And then he had a good chance, later on in the first half, which he didn't take. So still dangerous on the counter, I reckon. Yeah,
these men are saying Jose's already said he's out for a few weeks. Let me take a look at the rest of at Spurs' games for the next few weeks as well, because now I really want to have a look.
Yeah, especially who they have on the weekend.
Brighton on the weekend, Chelsea after that on Thursday, West Brom Saturday, Everton in the cup, Man City away as well, then West Ham away, and then Burnley. That will probably be about a few weeks. I'm going to basically the end of the month. That's a couple tough games. You've seen the Chelsea game there, Man City as well. West Ham is tough enough only because it's West Ham. They always turn up whenever it's Spurs or Chelsea. Everton in the cup, not too much, but yeah, there's a couple difficult games for these guys.
And
Hard
see,
to
as long as we
speculate.
start winning finally at some point, then because that's why I'm so worried about looking at these other people's like fixtures and stuff, and even thinking, oh, they could drop points here, they could drop points there, and whatever. Because until we don't start winning, it's irrelevant what anyone else does, really.
It is, but I'm optimistic that we will start winning, especially with our run of games that we got coming up. Spurs is the hardest game that we have of the lot. Now we've been given a big advantage with Harry Kane being out of that game. Like my optimism is only starting to grow right now. The only way it could have been better is if Spurs managed to get a draw out of this game, but with the circumstances, they weren't going to do it anyway. And Lloris just threw the game away for me anyway.
Yeah, that's what he does, isn't it? We'll still won the World Cup, God knows how, but you know.
Yeah, it's like the fact that fucking what's his name, Mustafi has a World Cup. There's always going to be one fraud that walks away with a medal.
Yeah.
Is what it
to be
is.
fair, at least Lloris was actually that starting goalie. Do you know what I mean?
We've had worse starting goalkeepers with more regular mistakes, so I won't say too much.
Oh yeah.
And said his YouTube. I'm basically right now. YouTube is my main job. It's my only job, and yeah, it's doing pretty all right. Obviously, we still got to grow. We're still nowhere near where I want it to be, but I'm happier with where I am than I originally thought we were going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I do uni still. You know, Austrian uni takes a bit longer than English uni. But actual income, yeah, YouTube.
How long was the Austrian uni again?
Well, it varies depending on what course you take. Like studying medicine will take you about like 6 to 8 years. Journalism is like anywhere between 5 and 6, depending on whether you do your masters or not. 4 and 6. But obviously, you know, the virus has calmed things down a bit. And even though there's like distant learning, whatever they call it, you know, so many exams have been postponed and whatever else, it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, guys, keep dropping in your questions if you haven't done it. Yeah, I do feel like I've missed a lot of them, but the thing just keeps spamming. I keep missing where I'm tracked at. How do you feel about Tuchel liking Spurs? He didn't really say that he liked Spurs though. He just said Spurs was the first English club that he really heard of. Yeah. If anything, he was hyping their name because his mates didn't even know who Spurs was. It's not that deep. Everyone's going to use it as a story. It's the same story like, Timo Werner doesn't like fucking loud noises in grounds. It's a little story, but there's no truth to it. Timo Werner wouldn't have got 34 goals in the fucking Bundesliga and then struggled in the Premier League where there's no sound at all right now because of Corona. Like, this would have been the perfect situation for him to start banging in goals. I will ask you as well, though, because you haven't been as patient with Werner as with other people. What are you feeling about Werner under Thomas Tuchel? What are you hoping to expect? Obviously, we haven't seen him play under him yet, but what are you hoping to see? Other than the obvious goals.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wasn't patient with him at all. I started to get like on his back when he started missing already. I will say that. But I will also say that I never said that I don't think he'll come good, right? So while I said he struggled and he needs to improve, whether it was Frank in charge or Tuchel in charge, I always thought he'd come good. Now even more so, in all honesty. Although what Tuchel said in his press conference today with where he sees Werner's position, to me, limits us in systems a little bit or in formations. What did he say? That he has to play somewhere between the left winger and the striker. It's not either, basically. Which we kind of knew. So he either has to play as a 2 or as a winger in a 3-4-3, you know, when the wing back covers the wide area so he can come central. Obviously, there are a few other options, like he plays up top and Havertz behind him, and then they switch and stuff. So that would still work, right? But I do see a lot from him, but I still think as much as he was an exciting signing, just with how specific of a player he is, unless he like adapts and improves, and I think he can adapt and improve because he's only 24. And he's only played at Leipzig where no matter what manager they had, they pretty much always played a kind of front 2 and counter-pressing football. And also in the Bundesliga, obviously, there's a bit more space than in the Prem. So you can use that a bit more. So he will take a little bit of time to adapt, but I'm very confident that he will get on the score sheet very, very regularly again. Hopefully, obviously the sooner the better, right?
Do you feel like he's going to be better in a 2 with Giroud or with Tammy Abraham? Because now we've had a couple months to look at it. Initially, I was saying Giroud versus Werner. I actually can't wait. Like, this is going to be one of the most goated partnerships in Premier League history. We didn't see anything like that. If anything, he was better with Tammy Abraham compared to Timo Werner. But he always found himself in wider spaces when Olivier Giroud was on the pitch. Do you feel like we're going to be dealing with more of the same under Tuchel, or do you feel like it'll be any different? Obviously, it's a lot of speculation because new manager, new team, new tactics for the manager to try and implement on the same squad. But what are you hoping to see?
Yeah, I mean, someone just put in the chat now in the latest one. Werner Havertz, Werner Havertz is an option as a front two, maybe obviously Havertz more as a 10 and whatever. But I think out of the two you just said, I reckon Tammy more. Also because I think Tammy suits Tuchel much better than Giroud. But Giroud started the last game, which I didn't expect. Of course, he said he went for experience because obviously a bit of a difficult situation. So let's see whether he keeps doing that. I don't think he will, but obviously I could be wrong in it. So I think a Tammy Werner situation could work well. Both have pace to get in behind. Tammy is getting better and better at the hold-up play, like we've discussed before. So I think it definitely can work. I think it can work. But hey, it's a new manager. It's a manager who I did a lot of research on. And back in his Dortmund days, I even watched a bit. Not in his PSG days, I won't lie, but he does so many different things. I think it's almost impossible to predict how he's going to do it because, I mean, the man does crazy things.
And that's what we've needed, though, the level of flexibility, especially with this side as well. I want to talk about Tammy Abraham for a little bit because I'm very excited to see how he can continue to develop his game. He's a player that over the last year and a half, he looks like a completely different player to the one that walked into Stamford Bridge. The one that walked into Stamford Bridge, bar like being able to have good positioning in the box, he was really lacking in basically everything else, in my opinion. Now his hold-up play's improved, his link-up play's improved. He's getting stronger as well. He's still not really that strong in the air. I still need to see better ball control from him as well. But like his game is continuing to improve all around. And what do you expect Thomas Tuchel to do with him as well? I big up Wayne with the donation too. Love my guy.
Big up Wayne. Are you getting me on Talk Football? Respect to you, Lewis. Smash the like. Yes, exactly. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to Lewis.
You're asking, like fuck it, Wayne. I'll send you a link now just for that. Yeah, cool.
Exactly. Go on then. Subscribe to Lewis. Subscribe to myself if you fancy it. Why not? But yeah, Tammy is a tricky one because I completely agree. I mean, he was a decent dribbler considering his size already when he came to in our team, let's say, last season, and he was always a good finisher. Like Tammy very rarely misses sitters. Like from the current three strikers, obviously last year I would have said Batshuayi, but from the current three strikers, if it's about a proper sitter chance, I would trust Tammy the most out of anyone in our team. Even that sounds weird. Giroud with the heads, but Giroud loves a good miss of a sitter. What game was it recently where he missed an absolute sitter, but he was offside, so no one cared?
I'm not too sure, but I echoed that as well. And I've always said I like Giroud. He's a quality all-round player, but same way he has a big miss in him, and no one really holds him to too much account because we've had players like Morata, even Timo Werner, Gonzalo Higuain that always miss big chances. Yeah. But Giroud has a big miss in him. Big up Wayne, bro. What are you saying, man?
You all right?
Yeah, we're all good. We're talking about Tammy Abraham. What's your thoughts on him?
I think he would have been better off for us for the game against who we played now, Wolves. I think he would have been better off for us up front because I think he'd be more mobile for the formation Tuchel wants to play. But yeah, I think actually Tammy might flourish under him the rest of the season. I think he'll probably be our top scorer.
Yeah, so you guys thinking more Tammy for Burnley?
I think he should play with Burnley. I think Burnley should at the moment, because of his confidence, play him as a sub, come on when we can stretch the defence so we get him behind, and then bring that confidence up, and then he'll score more goals, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I would even try a front two, to be honest, against Burnley, just to try it out, because Burnley won't attack us much, will they? So I think we should be fine with a back four and a midfield too, personally. Especially if we tell one of the fullbacks to sit a bit more. I think that would be something to try, because with two strikers, you can stretch their defenders a bit more and open up more space for each of the strikers. And I would agree though with Wayne. Tammy and Elvan. I would like to see that. Why not? Try it out.
Do you know what I was
maybe-
thinking?
Go on.
So, do you know what I was thinking? Was the game we played in the formation? I said it in the chat, but you missed it. What
Go on.
about instead of Aspilicueta playing Reece James as a right centre back, with Hudson-Odoi being the right wing back? Because then he's strong enough to be to Deville back and forth. He's got speed, he's got the strength, and he can do what Aspilicueta was doing, whipping that ball. But he can do better balls than Aspilicueta.
So you're thinking
think
like
that-
those Aspilicueta to Morata sort of deliveries?
Yeah, but Reece James could do it for Tammy or even Drew if Drew's on there. And if Hudson-Odoi was there, he can do to the byline and crossing it that way. Obviously, I know Chilwell's not got confidence at the moment, but if we stack it the right side with the players, then Chilwell will have to. All we have to worry about if he's playing is obviously get up there, but not as much of his attacking, more of the defending.
No, but same way, I do feel like Chilwell, I feel like we have played that way where most of our play comes off the right-hand side and we don't really rely on Chilwell as much as an attacking threat. But same way, the struggles have also been there with him, even when we've been trying to do that. Like the last game, as example, I think we had more crosses in that game than we did at any point under Lampard this season. But same way, most of our play came off the right-hand side. Chilwell on the left wasn't utilised nearly as much. We more went for Hakim Ziyech and Callum Hudson-Odoi because we had a massive overload of that right-hand side instead.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with Wayne. I just don't think we'll use the 3-back so much just because I expect Tuchel to change it up so regularly. And I think he used it against Wolves because they use it. I think other than that, it will be a rather rare occasion. I could be wrong with that. I hope I'm right because I'm personally not the biggest fan of 3 at the back, kind of who plays. But if we do use it, why not? Because Aspie was, considering he was playing as a centre-back, he did have those moments when he pushed quite high up, both aggressively in the press and also to like play those balls, exactly like you said, to like he did to Morata. And even he did play one of those to Giroud. He just didn't quite get enough on it, but he did try. So, yeah, why not?
You think,
or midfield. I would even say playing midfield.
But you think, yes, exactly. You've got so many options now with Tuchel. Like with Lampard, I love Lampard, but he was so same way, same formation, and you couldn't see other players fitting in different positions. But with Tuchel, you can see his players going to be different positions. It's a lot more I can't say the word. Vertically? Oh, I can't say it.
Vertically.
Yeah, with all different formations, different players, different positions. It's just more. Just so much. I can't say it, but I'm like a boy again. Excited about the team. You know what I mean? Like, can't wait for the game. Can't wait. Because I don't know what's going to happen.
It's the unpredictability of it. Because under Lampard, I'll sit there and be like, all right, so I know how we're going to play. I know how the opposition are like, so I know how much we're going to struggle or how open the game is going to be. The only real question is who's going to start and who might we sub on and when. That's the only difference. Now I'm going into games like, what team are we even going to play? Who's even going to start or where? And it's exciting. It's the first time in weeks where it's like, I'm the fan and I actually feel like the fan. I don't feel like I'm sitting there saying, why the fuck are we doing? Or why isn't this work? When the worst part is when you're fans and you're sitting there and you're acting like you know what the manager should be doing and he's not doing it. Because when the majority of fans are telling you what the problems are and the problems still aren't being changed, that is the most damning thing to me because we shouldn't be able to know shit. We should be clueless. We should be the ones being able to only really assess things with hindsight on our side and saying, yeah, this didn't work, but we only know that now because we've seen how it failed in front of our very eyes. We wouldn't have said that if we saw how it originally started out. But now we're sitting there and saying, yeah, of course this didn't fucking work because it hasn't worked the last 3 games. Or this doesn't work because we've seen it fail for ages. Or why are we still doing Werner on the left wing again? It's endless questions that you know should have already been answered and they haven't been answered. And that's the biggest thing for me.
Can I ask you a question?
A lot, by the way. Oh, that's why. Okay, cool. I was wondering what that was about. It's always something to do with you, Havertz. I swear down. It's either you or that Mount account every fucking time. But go
Can
on.
I ask you? Can I ask you both questions, Lots? I don't know how many games you've been to, obviously, because I know you live in Austria.
Yeah.
But when you go to Chelsea, I'm still to this day, I get goosebumps every time I walk outside of what's it, Fulham Broadway, and you start hearing the fans, and you look at it and you see all the banners for Chelsea. Still get goosebumps to every game I go to, and then when I walk into the stadium and that, it's just I miss it. I miss that so much.
Yeah,
To me,
honestly,
that's
no,
what.
it'd be like that. Just you saying that now gave me a little bit of goosebumps. I won't lie. Like, I don't know how many games I've been to at the Bridge. Probably around 10, maybe a bit more. I don't know, around 10, maybe a bit less, a bit more. I don't know. But yeah, no, it honestly be like that.
And then you hear this.
It's just that
You remember
feeling, like
hearing
just
this?
going into a stadium. It's just missing.
And you
Yeah,
hear
for
this.
me, it's more
Carefree,
nostalgia.
wherever you may be, we are the famous CFC. We
Oh,
don't give a
Whoever
ever
you
be
be,
because we are the famous CFC.
Too tempting. But yeah, I wouldn't say goosebumps for me now, because it does get to a point where you're just used to it. Like same walk, same tradition, same everything. But it's more nostalgia for me. I walk down there and I'll think, depending on the game, I'll think this time last year we probably spanked these lot about 3-1. Or I'm just thinking about some of the, like, the actual memorable times you've been to the Bridge, like the Ajax game, say Arsenal 3-1, Basel semi-final, Europa League, Frankfurt Europa League semi-final, second leg as well, Spurs 2-2.
Was you at the
5-0.
6-0 against Arsenal? Were you at that game?
Nah, funny story about that, bruv, because that was still pocket money days for me. I had to pick either Arsenal or Galatasaray with Drogba making his return. And I'd already been to the cup game where we won 2-0, and there was the one where Mata scored his last goal. So I was like, we're probably going to beat Arsenal anyway. Let me go see Drogba return. Like, I've already seen us beat Arsenal. It won't be anything special. Let me go watch Galatasaray. To this day, Galatasaray is still one of the most boring games I've ever watched in my life. Mourinho went and got 2 early goals and just sat that bus behind the goal, and it was dreadful. And I fucking missed Arsenal getting the pamming of a lifetime at Stamford Bridge. I'm still salty about that to this day. I swear down. Awful decision making, man. Willian would be proud.
I was behind the goal for the Essien goal. I told you the other day.
Oh,
when
I was set.
When against Arsenal, when he banged it,
one.
I would love that.
Hey.
But were you there for the what was it? The semi-final against Liverpool, 2008.
I think I was. I can't remember that far back, but I can tell you certain games I've been to. I went to Chelsea Middlesbrough 1997 final, old Wembley.
Okay.
I've been to the new Wembley when we played, I think it was Man United in the final with FA Cup. Yeah, I was there. I've been to the new camp when Lampard scored, when he chipped it over.
Oh,
that
is a big game.
Not enough people talk about that, by the way. Drogba 90th minute equalised at the new camp. That was Linz. Well, I wouldn't say that knowing like I was there, but go on.
But I tell you, the best game I've been to, and there's a reason for it, and I've got to say still because it's so funny. My dad used to work. He works at Import and Exports. He got a free ticket, or not a ticket, but he got to go in with Abramovich in his thing to have lunch with him and watch the game. His little room, whatever you call it. And it's my birthday, and my dad said, "Oh, I can't go without my son. I need to get him the tickets." And it's Bexist in Champions League. And he got me 2 tickets. Bexist, I can't say the name properly. The Turkish, yeah,
Besiktas. Go on.
And he got me 2 tickets for West Stand Upper. And it was boring as hell.
Must have been nice there.
It was nice, but they wouldn't chant. They just sit there.
Yeah.
Watching
I was West Upper once as well. In that game against PSG when Luis knocked us out. I was West Upper in that game. Honestly, I was human. I was second to last row, and there was no one behind me anyway. But still, people had a go at me for standing up. Like, I met this random dude next to me, Like I'd never met him before. Just sat next to him and started obviously chatting to him, and then me and him were the only people in that entire West Upper stand, like trying to chant. People are always giving us dirty looks and all sorts. And then, honestly, there was not a single person behind us, but people still, and the steward still had to go at us for standing. I'm like, bro, there's no one behind me. I'm not bothering anybody. Like, fuck off.
I swear, West Upper, like the further seats up are like restricted view anyway.
Yeah.
So it's probably
to be honest, standing up wasn't even that helpful because you kind of saw less. But when you sat, it was fine. But when you stood up, it was in the way. But still.
Oh, I thought it was like the seats like block a bit of the west side of the pitch. If you know what I mean.
They might do. Actually, let me get. You keep talking. I'll go through the pictures on my phone. I think I should have them.
But yeah, what happened was at half time, we was 2-0 down. At half time, I went to toilet. As I was going to toilet, two fans came in who was from Big Slash Films. They're fans that got up there to sit with us, and they was bragging about the win. I said, guys, leave off, please, because this is Chelsea. I'll do what you want to do, but leave off. And they was chanting. They got right in my face and headbutted me in my face.
Fuck's sake.
So obviously, what do you think I'm going to do? I've got to sit down and take it. So I was in the men's
Don't tell me you started a fight in Abramovich's box.
No, I was just above it. My dad, I had to call my dad. Oh, it's fun.
I mean, at the very least, there's probably cameras all over the place, and it was clearly not your fault.
No, it wasn't. They got chucked out, and I got back in my seat. But it was funny.
Just about you can see the touchline as well. Just about.
Oh, okay. So if that's restricted, it's not too bad then.
No, it ain't bad. It's just the atmosphere. That's the problem. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, atmosphere reeks there, but you don't. East and West End are known for dead atmosphere anyway, so it's like what you come to expect with the place.
To be fair, the ticket didn't say restricted view, so maybe.
Yeah, to be fair, Chelsea are kind of correct when it comes to restricted view tickets. They're not other clubs like fucking Everton. If you ever do Everton away, nightmare for seats, man. I swear down, it's one of the worst away trips you could take.
Imagine if Goodison, they just replaced these wooden poles. If they just replaced them with like glass, it'd be so sick.
Please, but like these.
Have you seen the new stadium?
Yeah,
have you
like
seen the new stadium?
Open that as soon as possible, please, and I might actually start enjoying Everton.
No, I'm fuming. I've never been Goodison. I've wanted to go Goodison. I've never been Goodison in Anfield.
Good.
No. I love a good old stadium.
Okay, maybe for once it'll be all right. Maybe for once. But like when you go there every year, that's when it's like, oh, fuck, it's Goodison. Now, I don't mind travelling to Liverpool for Liverpool because at least the ground's decent. Everton, the concourse stinks. The seats stink. The view stinks. At least the home crowd's good, but they're only good when you're winning. There's not really too much to it, and it's a long trip as well. Brighton away, though, seeing as someone wanted to say it, that's a good away trip.
Yeah, I think it is. That's one I've been to as well. Brighton away was sick. I was there when we won 4-0 with the Hazard Batshuayi goal.
Oh,
yeah, that was one of the good ones. Yeah, that's one of the good grounds. They keep the bar open after the game and everything as well. That's a nice one.
During the game and after the game.
Worst experience related to Chelsea you've already had. Wayne, we'll start with you.
Probably the worst experience is I remember as a kid on the way back from we played Bolton and when Matthew Harding died in a crash. But I was on the way home.
Oh, what?
That's
so
probably
you guys,
the worst.
That happens. What hours after the game? Oh yeah, the plane was taken in from the ground, wasn't it?
And I will tell you now, the next game, the morning, and all that.
I can only imagine that was before my time.
It wasn't the nicest. I was only a kid. I was 6, but I still remember it to the day. It's something you just never forget.
Yeah, moments like that, man. Like they're the shock to your system and everything. Like that's the sort of feelings that you ain't ever gonna forget.
Yeah, that is true.
What about you?
I mean, mine isn't quite as serious as that. Mine isn't as serious as that. I was gonna say probably Chelsea related is. Yeah, it's got to be that West Upper game against PSG when Luis locked us out in extra time. That was human. I was human. Little old me. Like, I mean, it's a fair few years ago. Still, I was like, unfollowed him on all the social media. I was like, fuck off. Especially when I'm celebrating as well. I'm like, are you taking a piss?
Now, for me, mine was that Wolves away day. Lawrence, you remember that Wolves away day, right?
Oh, yeah, I do. I wasn't there, but
19 one. Fucking, what was it? It was me, Louis, Scott, and Dom riding up to Wolves away. Add to the fact we all have our goals tickets for that game, and they're all at Wolves already with Ben. And what was it? Scott's already nearly crashed twice on the way there, and then we go and get a flat tire, like on the other side of Birmingham compared to Wolves, because like Wolverhampton's like meant to be northwest Birmingham, I think, and we were southeast Birmingham where we actually crashed, just on the outskirts. Got the flat tire about half an hour left to kick off. We were already like this close to scraping kickoff. And then we start hearing a bunch of bumping on the way there. Got a flat tire, just sitting there for like 10 minutes. And we're like, we ain't making this fucking game, Actually not making this. We've all got to make the call to our goals. Just like, yeah, hi, Talika. You know how you wanted to go to your first Chelsea game? Yeah.
Was that our first game, was it?
That was our first game. I was like, yeah, you're going to have to get another ticket still. So she had fair play to her. She actually went and found another ticket within minutes. I go and get an Uber for like me, Jack, and Dom, because Louis and Scott are going to stay with the rest of the car. And we just make it for half time. Because like, after half time, they don't even let fans in anymore. You got to the end of first half, and that's it. All the stewards will leave at that point. So you get in at half time. 1-0 Chelsea. Everything's calm. Loftus-Cheek scored. I have no clue what's happened for the rest of the game, but everything seems calm. I'm like, all right, cool. I made it here for half time. Let's see what the second half's like. £40 Uber, by the way, to get us there, with the £30 ticket as well. Just to watch fucking Wolves come back and win 2-1. Typical Kepa tax as usual. I was fuming. I was actually so fucking pissed off. I could have just stayed with Louis and Scott in the car, saved me 40 quid, use that to get me a 3-5, and just forget about this entire night. Now here I am, just got here to watch a fucking Jota and Jimenez masterclass, and we got piped by Wolves again. I can't be arsed. That's probably my worst football experience.
There we go. We found out about Kepa attacks, why you've actually got a beef with him because he cost you that day. That money. Kepa cost you that money.
Throw it as far back as that, but Kepa.
To be honest, you should send him an invoice, really. Should send him an invoice.
Bro, he owes us all an invoice for the fucking suffering.
To be fair, Lewis, as much as the day was sick and the whole trip was sick, getting battered 3-0 in Barcelona weren't fun either.
I mean, we were all yacked by that point. And it was also honestly, like, hey, it's the first time we've done Barca. So cool. That's calm. Messi in 3 minutes was a bit of a piss take. Like all that hype that was like, we might actually come back against Barca. Because think about it, if we came back, and if we went through, that would have probably been one of the best aways we've ever done. So we're sitting there with like all this anticipation, and we're just like, hey, if we get a result here at the fucking new, even if we get a goal, just to experience a goal, because I'm sitting there thinking, I just want something that's close to the Torres moment. Because I know we're never going to get anything like that in this sort of game. But if we can get a moment I can just take out of it. No, Courtois spread his legs like one sket and we're 1-0 down in 3 minutes.
But honestly, I was so done. I couldn't even see a difference between Giroud and Fabregas anymore. I was out of it.
Classes. Fucking hell. Even from that high up, I could tell Victor Moses was average. And that's all he ever did for the whole 70 minutes he was on the pitch. Oh, yeah, that's another great memory as well. What was it? Watford away last season where Ben was telling some guy to shut up during the minute's silence. There's always that one dickhead that says something during the Remembrance Day thing. Watford away, everyone's signing this card. I just hear someone doing a Chelsea chant. And from the loudest voice possible, you just hear, shut the fuck up! And it's a clear voice as well. So you know who said it. And of course, it's fucking Ben, by the way. But Watford away comes with its memories too. 4-1 as well. No one can forget the Bakayoko disaster class. Literally one of the worst performances I've ever seen live from a player in a Chelsea shirt.
Can I just switch around?
I was at Rome. I was at Rome when we lost 3-0. And that was my first European away game, I think. I think so. And So that was Halloween of whatever year it was, 2017, I think, 2016, whatever, 2017, right? And so it's Rome, right? It's Italy. In the daytime, it was lovely. We was walking around in shorts, t-shirt, and everything. By the nighttime, kick off local time 9 o'clock. By the time you're done, it's 11, and they kept us in the ground until 12:30. They kept us in the ground for 1.5 hours, and by the time we go out, for some reason, apparently in Rome, nothing on a Wednesday night was open on bloody Halloween. So we was just wandering around wandering around Rome at 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. Not a single bar was open, not a single club we could find. That was before EU data, so none of us had the internet. So honestly, we still had a good laugh. We found the most hilarious cab driver I've ever seen in my life. But, still 1.5 hour in that stupid ground after you lost 3-0, I was fuming.
Can I switch you around for 1 minute?
Go on.
I remember the game against Barcelona. Torres, goal, Ramirez chip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you a story about me, and I want to know you two stories. I was playing darts with my mates, because I'm a semi-professional dart player. And we was playing darts at a pub. And he said, let's go down early, have a few drinks before the match and the darts. So, okay. We got down to the pub at 5 o'clock, started drinking. By the time 8 starts with darts, the football's on, 8 o'clock starts, we're playing darts. In the team, there was 5 of us that supported Chelsea, and we was up for it. And we've been drinking. The other side of the pub, because it's like a divider, they all support Arsenal. And I was cheering on Barcelona.
Typical.
So what do you think happened with 5 of us who were half pissed playing darts? We started singing all the Chelsea songs.
I thought you were going to say through the darts at the Arsenal fans. Thank God.
Oh, no. They getting wound up, so they started shouting at us in the pub. They're getting served in the middle, and we're shouting at each other through it, songs. And all of a sudden, Torres scores. That was it. Darts can finish. We didn't want no darts anymore. We've been drinking loads by then. And all of a sudden, with massive sing-along going, I'd say Carefree, and there's other songs as well, winding each other up. Oh, it was one of the best nights I can remember, but it was just for that moment, you know what I mean? It's one of those moments where it's what Chelsea for me is memorable. But I want to know you two, where you was for that semis.
Go on, Luke. Go
on. With me, I'll be real. My story ain't all that. I had fucking homework due that day, so my dad made me miss the whole first half just to get my homework done. Second half, though, was absolute limbs. I can't lie. Fernando Torres' second goal is limbs all over my room. Crazy scenes. But I ain't got a great story to it. It was a Tuesday, Wednesday night, and I had school the next day, so I had to do my homework and study. Year 9 days, in it. I wish I had a better story for an occasion that really deserves it. I don't.
I'm gonna try to paint like the story a bit more fun than it was, but that was the year that I was in Ireland for 6 months and went to school there. Like when I was still in school in Austria, but I went to Ireland for 6 months, like an exchange thing. So I stayed with this host family. Like obviously that was towards the end of the thing because it was May, right? Or was it still June? Whatever. And the family were actually Leeds fans, but like the kid was Barcelona fan. So like, and how old was he then? Like 14, and I was 16 or whatever. And he was always gassing it up and like, yeah, we're gonna batter you and this and that. And well, obviously we didn't. I had a great time. Brilliant time. Even the host dad was like, come on then, he supported the English clubs. Even though he was Irish, he was supporting the, shall we say, British clubs. But the kid got so pissed off, he refused to watch a single football game after that while I was there. He just got so fuming. He didn't watch a single other game. Doesn't matter what it was. No Premier League, no La Liga, no Champions League, he watched nothing.
Damn, imagine Chelsea hurting your life like that. That is crazy, bruv. Now, your story's better than mine. I'll give you that.
Guys, smash the like button for Lewis. He deserves it. Give him up because he needs to get up. Subscribe to Lawrence as well because he needs to get up there as well. And let us all know your best Chelsea moment. And stop saying about Jeremy, Alex.
In fact, I'll throw the question right now. Have we asked that question already?
I don't think we have.
Right,
for
cool.
Them,
yeah,
I want for everyone else to say the best moment so we can read it out. Because there's so many moments we can say.
A lot of 2012s, though. Let's see what these guys are saying. Go on, guys. Best Chelsea moments. Let's see what you men are saying. should have been with us for Ajax and Dom's pie was flying in the limbs. Bro, I feel like if I wanted to find you at Ajax, I would have ended up there for the 4th goal with the amount of limbs that were going round. The roar at 4-4 is something I have never heard at Stamford Bridge in my life. I still
Was
say...
the 4-4 more than the 5-4 that was then disallowed? Wasn't the 5-4 more?
It depends on either preference or where you were in the ground, I think. For me, 4-4 was way bigger limbs than 5-4. By 5-4, I think the crowd had been through so much in that last 15, 20 minutes. They were all out of breath. Like, it was just everyone was trying to catch their breath. It's like, what the fuck? We've actually fucking done it. We've actually gone and fucking done it. But 4-4, it was just like, what the fuck? Everyone's just going crazy. I'm seeing bodies flying, people grabbing each other. It was crazy, man.
Where was you sitting? Matthew Owen lower?
Yeah, Matthew Harding lower, but I was on the left-hand side to the goal. Alex and the others, they're on the right-hand side. So it might have been different for you guys, because right-hand side is where the players were running to for the 5th goal, left-hand side for the 4th goal. That might have an impact. I can't really say too much, but that's the one I'm thinking.
Don't matter, does it? It's what a moment that was.
We got a couple moments in here now. Wolves game last season, Tomori's goal. That one, I mean, we're talking about unexpected moments. Just seeing Tomori lick that shot. And then as it's flying, you're thinking, hold on a minute. It's actually going on target. And then it hits the top corner. It's like, what the fuck, man? Oh, well.
I know he's one of his first starts as well.
What?
One of his first starts when it Tomori. He didn't start that many before that goal, did he?
It might have been
first few. It
might have been his first start. It really might.
I don't think so. I feel like I would remember that if he scored that goal on his first start. But it was definitely not, like, it can't have been much because that was quite early in the season, wasn't it? I don't know. For me, it's difficult.
I know he definitely didn't play the first 3 games because we went for Zuma and Christensen.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure about the 4th game.
Because Rudiger came back, didn't he, for that game? If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Rudiger came back from his injury.
And
he played for the first time 3 at the back, didn't he? I think that was it.
Yeah, it was the first time we played because we were all going into Wolves away thinking, yeah, we're going to lose. Just don't lose by too much, but we're probably going to lose this one. We were 4-0 up in 60 minutes. We were like, what the fuck? Lampard's doing a madness.
Tammy.
Diego said beating Wigan 8-0. I wasn't really there for that one, but that must have been a great month for whoever's there. Easiest title-winning game ever.
Yeah. See, I was going to say Ajax away last season, you know. That was limbs.
Ajax away.
Cool.
As a day in general, man. Like,
honestly,
celebrating on the day, the fans in Amsterdam, coffee shops everywhere you even look. It's the most perfect setting for an away day. And then Mishi Batshuayi, the last-minute winner too. Absolute carnage.
Lewis, don't lie to me. Did you celebrate? Did you celebrate the Ajax way?
What's that? Oh,
Red Hot. Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you went Red Hot.
We've celebrated the Ajax way on previous occasions, but not on this one.
He had his girlfriend with him. He wasn't celebrating that way.
Exactly. Well, celebrating the Ajax way in other ways, then. But
in other ways,
we don't always pay. Well, when in Ajax, we'll move like Ajax, but we won't continuously do it. Yes, Alex, you'll be with me when we go Amsterdam again later this way. Man said the Chinos way. I can't be bothered. Loz, you know about the Chinos way.
Remember at this random bar we was at, and we just trying to give him like this brownie, and he was like, "Sammy told me not to trust any of you." Honestly, it was so good, and he was trying to vlog at the same time. Honestly, the funniest shit.
You know what the worst part is? If Sammy didn't snake you, you might have been able to see a fried Chinos. I can't be arsed.
Imagine giggly Chinos,
bro. I actually don't know.
I can't wait to go out for drinks for you,
like low-key be worse.
But he would have straight fallen asleep on that table.
Imagine having to carry him out, you know. Oh yeah, Kane is definitely out.
Let's be honest.
Game though, cool. It's what 5-0 Everton. That's a rare one. That's a good one. That's the most dominating game I've ever seen.
True.
I think a few of them. Chelsea played Blackburn at home. This is actually on my birthday. So my birthday's 30th of October, just before Halloween. I remember this game because I got 3 tickets for my boss. My boss was a season ticket holder. He said, "Let go. You can go to the game. I let you go with my season ticket. So I went to Matthew Lower. The whole game against Blackburn, I didn't sit down.
Yeah.
We was up on our feet chanting, and it's Eshin scored outside the box with an absolute screamer in the bottom corner.
What
And I
season
remember
was
that.
that? Oh,
So it must have been 2010, something like that.
Honestly, I don't even know how you decide because, like, I haven't been to that many games, and even I have, like, you know, there was like someone put it just Spurs last season. I was at that actually a few days before we got battered by Bayern, sadly. And then, so my first ever game was against Swansea, dead 1-0 win. Hazard scored, right? Because I've been to the bridge before when I was on a family trip to London, but that was Chelsea had an away game that weekend, so we couldn't go to a game. But then my second game was just 3 days later, like 29th of December against Liverpool. And I was like literally first row or third row, whatever it was, in the shed right behind the goal. You know when Hazard scored that curler against Liverpool for that 2-1 win? Yeah. Like I was literally right behind that goal when he scored that curler. Like that was honestly crazy as well because I was because, you know, in certain times when we got tickets different ways because we wasn't members and shit. So, you know, I wasn't even 100% sure because I thought, man. Yeah. I honestly, I wasn't sure whether my ticket would be in the away end or not until I had the ticket because it told me the seat, but I didn't know how big the Liverpool away end would be at that time. You know, I was young, long time ago. So I was like, am I going to be in the Liverpool end? Like I was kind of shitting myself. But no, honestly, right behind the goal, that was sick.
I've been to like, I think about 200 games now. At least
300 games.
Yeah. Our first game, first Chelsea game, I was 4 years old.
How old are you now?
32.
Fair.
4 years old. So 4 years old. I remember literally near enough every game I've been to.
Yes, I remember most. It's just now it's somewhere it's like I can't remember the goals. But before I used to always be able to remember the goals from games. I can still tell you score lines, games, and seasons. I just can't really describe the goals as much as I used to.
Yeah,
that exactly. One, Ben doing a Mooney at Arsenal where I can't be bothered for that. We were all waiting for a lift, right? That Ben had already taken and ditched us with. Called the lift back up. As soon as the doors open, he's just sitting there staring at us with his arse, basically.
Flip leg bench.
Yeah,
I remember on the tube to Arsenal, and I had somehow had it. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying we left him in there with the lift because we could smell his arse. I couldn't be bothered for it. But go on.
Remember when, obviously, not a good day to remember on all occasions. You know what happened to you that day, Lewis, and obviously we lost 2-0.
The Arsenal away game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and on the tube, and somehow I happened to get a seat somehow, and Ben was stood right over me. And honestly, like I was like, I thought he was gonna squash me for the whole fucking train, for the whole fucking tube ride.
Yeah, Ben's really bad with his balance. I can't be arsed, man. Like the old lady blamed Chinos. Wait, blamed Chinos for what? Let me scroll back up.
The old lady.
Lewis, I can't wait for go out drinks with you lot when it's all sorted at the bridge, because I know I've got stories to tell you.
As soon as we get back, bruv.
It's going to be so much fun. I've got stories to tell you that go stories to stories. Do you know what I mean?
Any Chelsea story?
28 years. You must have stories.
It's not just Chelsea. I just said to you, not listen. I'm a semi-professional dart player. I've travelled all around the country and been playing darts.
Oh
so
shit!
I can tell you stories like I played darts with Johnny Vegas.
What?
When he was drunk.
Johnny Vegas.
Well, is Johnny Vegas ever not drunk?
That's the thing. And he nearly hit the chalker with a dart.
That is mad.
I could go on and on, so I can't wait. I'm going to tell you that it'd be fun. And not only that, wrestling. I've got some news for you for the Royal Rumble, and I'm not going to tell you. It's massive.
Hold the stories for the Rumble, because we got 4 hours for that.
When's the Rumble? It's like Sunday.
Deep. Yeah, Royal
Yeah.
Rumbles on Sunday. We're doing a live drinking games watch along, so feel free to join as well if you're around. You know,
Lewis.
I haven't watched wrestling WWE in so many years. I remember
neither
here.
has Flawless. He's still jumping in for this. That's no excuse. If
Lewis.
you're around, it's 12 till 4, so it's a long night. If you
Yeah.
can't be bothered for it, it's cool.
But Lewis,
But if you're around, hop in.
Lewis, you know you said about CM Punk earlier?
Mm-hmm.
AJ Lee's supposed to be returning his wife for the women's. So there's a very strong possibility he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. And there's a lot
Say
more.
that again?
I've got lots more. CM Punk is literally 75% certain to be in the Royal Rumble. There's loads more as well. I know loads.
You might start seeing me fanboying like a little 13-year-old again if CM Punk returns, and I don't care. We can catch down camera all you want.
It's just like when Christensen starts.
Swear down.
It's no different to when Christensen starts.
Yes, yeah. Look, I'll be real. All due respect to the Danish rule that is Andreas Christensen, but if CM Punk returns, it's different. It is different, man. I've been waiting for this for years. I promise you. But I do think that was a good chance to end this one because we've been going for like an hour and 15 minutes. We're probably going to make this a weekly thing. I can't lie. We're getting decent enough numbers. I'll back this as a weekly thing. Guys, check out the live watch-along that will be around on Sunday night for the Royal Rumble. Check it out, guys. Wayne will be here. If Loz is around, he'll be here as well. Check out Lawrence's channel. I'm sure I put the link in the title. Yeah, the link's in the title, so just click his name. It will send you straight to his channel. And check him out and send him to 10K as well.
I just hit 8K today, so you know, that's at least something.
Someone asking for what I'm drinking as well. Red Label, Ray and Nephew's Finest. Get that in if you guys haven't done it already. Like and subscribe. Like I already said, it is sacrilege that this guy isn't at 10K already. So please get this guy to 10K or get this guy to 10K by tonight. Fuck it, tonight. Everyone that's watching.
129 people will tonight get 10K.
Aim for, actually, no, the saying's aim for heaven, because if you don't do that, you're around the stars anyway. So get him to 10K by the end of tonight. I know there's less than 100 of you watching, but I don't give a shit. Smash the like and subscribe button to Lawrence Vescali. Check out Wayne on Sunday on the Royal Rumble watch along with yours truly, Flawless, and the rest of Sarcasm City podcast. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. We got a Premier League review show coming up. And there's plenty to discuss as well, because now Harry Kane's out injured, so that's another talking point. But guys, check it out. Big up all you guys who've been locked in with us just to hear us chat shit for an hour and 15 minutes. And we'll be back at the same time next week. Guys, take care, like and subscribe.